Hey guys, this is Anime Ball Z here, and today we are going to be doing the 6th part of What If Goku Was Half Kryptonian. Please like the video if you haven't already and subscribe, it's totally free and you can unsubscribe whenever you want. There's nothing much else I'd like to say in the intro, so without further ado let's get into the video.
Slick talker since a jet. Winter time, all the time, ooh, yeah. Look at the way that I move, swag, disrespectful and I'm rude, okay. I had cocaine in the school.
After this time, Goku and Vegeta get picked up for training from the angel Whis. Goku ends up using Super Saiyan Blue in no time, but again his Kryptonian Saiyan God form has a higher multiplier and it also amplifies his other Kryptonian abilities a lot more. Vegeta is trying his best to keep up, but obviously he just can't. He can't use any Kryptonian abilities and he is merely a fraction of Goku's strength. The only way that Vegeta could beat Goku is through the use of kryptonite that the androids used, but Vegeta will never reduce himself to such a state as to use a crystal to beat an opponent. Once Frieza is revived, he brings back his whole army, and this time they're going to be up against some of the strongest warriors in the whole universe. As they arrive, Gohan and Goten swiftly arrive there to take down the threat, and Gohan enters his Super Kryptonian form and begins totally destroying the soldiers. He takes them out with ease, and single strikes can allow him to kill more than 10 soldiers at once. Annoyed with how slow he is actually killing these beings, he takes the chance to aim his heat vision and aims it at all of the surrounding soldiers that attempt to attack him. His heat vision shreds through their bodies, and Frieza did not expect this sort of slaughtering of his soldiers. Goten ends up doing the same, and in this what if, Goten is way stronger than Trunks. He is still younger by a year, but since he is a Kryptonian, he can heal from life-threatening wounds with ease and do so in seconds. This allows him to receive Zenkais in the midst of battle. Gohan and Goten then stand off against Frieza and his two strongest men, Tagoma and Shisami. They begin to battle, but then they are taken out by beams of heat vision that emit from both of the Tribrid Saiyan's eyes. What pests. I never would have thought you would end up being this powerful. Looks like I'll have to kill you both then, Frieza states, hopping out of his pod. He roars and enters his final form, then Gohan takes the chance to attack him first. He soars forward and kicks him on his body, forcing him back a few meters. Once he is forced back, he takes his chance to then fly forward with high force. The ground cracks under the force of this movement, and in one go he lands a straight strike, then follows up with a few quick attacks. Gohan knows how to utilize his amazing speed and stamina to keep Frieza occupied, but he just lacks that real oomph to deal damage. As Gohan comes diving down from the skies above to try and attack Frieza, the Emperor lines up his shot and shoots out multiple death beams that pierce into his body as he comes tumbling down. This stops him in place and blood drips down to the ground as he remains airborne. Once Gohan slowly starts to descend, Goku then teleports so that he appears right in front of Frieza. "Hello there, Frieza," Goku says, as his eyes start to glow red. "And if it isn't you, Goku, I will make sure to get revenge for what you did to me on Namek. I have waited for so long for the moment to finally enact my revenge and claim my title as the rightful Emperor." Goku just punches Frieza as he continues rambling on and on in his monologue. He slams into a mountain, then Goku teleports so that he appears in front of Frieza right away. "Shouting at me isn't gonna do you any favors, Frieza," Goku says. Frieza strugglingly releases himself from the dip made in the rock that he lays in, then once he is released, he shouts and begins to transform. His roar is full of rage and fury, just like how it was after Broly had been beating him up in the DBS Broly movie. The mountain behind him shatters under the force of his aura, and a bright golden light is given off in his transformation. The light dims and Golden Frieza is revealed in all of his glory. "I present to you Golden Frieza," he shouts before flying at Goku. He lands a kick to his gut, and this actually hurts Goku a lot. He is hurled away and sent rolling and rolling, but Goku manages to return to controlled movement before Frieza can strike him again. The strike comes his way, but he swiftly enters his Super Saiyan God form and catches Frieza's incoming punch with ease. "So, this is how strong you are now. I was hoping that you would be able to entertain me at least a little," Goku says, as Frieza struggles to release his fist from his grasp. Goku's hair then lifts up and brightens, it switches to orange, and a new orange aura envelops his entire body. "Oh well," he says, before landing a devastating knee to Frieza's gut. This sends the Emperor cowering away, grasping onto his stomach in utter affliction. Frieza then, after thinking about the fact that he's losing again, shouts and tries to release another death beam to hit Goku. What Goku does instead is use his heat vision to counteract this blast, and in the end an explosion is given off in between them. Frieza continues shouting and running forward with bloodshot eyes as he is filled with rage. However, his emotions just make him even easier to predict, and so Goku just dashes forward and stabs his hand right through his chest. "Goodbye once again, Frieza, and I hope it's for good this time," Goku says as Frieza motionlessly falls to the floor. However, from the distance, Sorbet attempts to kill Goku by attacking him with a laser, just like how he did in canon. Goku's senses are far too great for this to even be a minutely harmful threat to him, and all he does is step back once to allow the laser beam to cruise past him. Once the laser passes him, he uses his own heat vision, and in this powerful form of his, the heat vision releases a massive explosion. Sorbet is almost totally vaporized in the blast, and this brings the Resurrection F saga to a close. The following saga is the Universe 6 saga. This time, the 3 years in the hyperbolic time chamber for the two Saiyans is particularly eventful. However, more of the progress is made with Vegeta as he is forced to face an opponent levels above himself in terms of strength. Each time he gets beaten down, he comes back stronger and willing to face Goku once again. The gap between them is just too large, and even after 3 years of training, Vegeta is not near Goku's strength. However, he has grown stronger by multiple tens of times due to experiencing rather abnormal Zenkais from repeatedly battling a seemingly insurmountable threat. Under this training in the hyperbolic time chamber, Goku has noticed the power of a special form. Now, he is aware of a step above that of even Super Saiyan Blue and is pushing to unlock such a state. He hasn't been close enough to unlocking it, but he wants to continue to push to try and harness the power. He also wonders how much quicker it would be to unlock the form by just housing himself in a star like he did years before. The Tournament of Destroyers begins, and Goku actually manages to defeat Bozimo through the use of his freeze breath and hurling him out the ring. The next match is between Goku and Frost. The two begin fighting in their base forms, and Goku has by far the advantage. He can match his strength while putting in very little effort, and Frost decides to transform to increase his level of strength. He enters his third form right away and races right toward Goku once again, only to realise that he still isn't doing any damage to the hybrid. Goku's fortified durable body can take every one of his attacks with ease, and Goku's heightened senses means that he can perceive his attacks much more easily. During this time, Goku hasn't even thrown a single attack and is just blocking or parrying the attacks that come his way. Frost then steps away and enters his final form before rushing forward and aiming to throw a full power punch. Goku slips past his incoming punch and enters Super Saiyan 3 while doing so, with a much stronger body, and after strenuous training with the form, he has basically mastered it. He lands a kick to Frost's chest that drops him onto the ground. He loses consciousness, and after that powerful strike, Goku wins the match. Frost wasn't even given the chance to utilize his poison, and the next opponent for Goku is Ultimagetta. He easily makes quick work of him, and the next opponent is Cabba. "Allow me to face this Saiyan," Vegeta orders, standing up himself. "Do as you wish, Vegeta," Goku says, before leaving the ring floor. Now, Vegeta and Cabba face each other, and Vegeta prepares himself for battle. Vegeta has a much calmer mind after putting himself through even more grueling training than he has done in the canon timeline. His glare is strong and focused, then the battle begins. Vegeta teleports so that he arrives behind Cabba and kicks him ferociously. Instead of both fighters being equal at this point, Vegeta is multiple times stronger than Cabba. Cabba is hurled across the arena and sent rolling, which pulls up dust and refined particles. "Transform, there's no use in us fighting in this state," Vegeta says, powering up into his Super Saiyan form. "I don't know what that transformation is, sir," Cabba replies. Vegeta then teleports to arrive in front of him, making Cabba fall back in fear. The fight continues, and Vegeta still pushes for Cabba to unlock the power of the Super Saiyan. Just as he predicted, he is capable of using the form and is proud after seeing his power increase so greatly. However, Vegeta still needs to claim the win for himself, and he punches Cabba right out of the ring before smiling with approbation for the boy. The following fight is going to be a tough one for the Prince of Saiyans, and that fight is against none other than Hit. "So, you're the strongest of the other universe. It is an honor to face you," Vegeta says, making his stance. Hit doesn't reply to what he says and just makes his own stance also. Vegeta shouts in place and knows that he won't do a thing in his base form. He enters his Super Saiyan Blue form from the jump, but this isn't actually Vegeta's strongest form. In a very heated battle against Goku, he gained access to Super Saiyan Blue evolution and even had more than a year in the hyperbolic time chamber to train with it, so Vegeta is not going full power here. He zooms toward Hit and tries to land a swinging kick, only to see his adversary almost disappear from sight. As his leg continues to whip around, he is hit in his stomach and hurled across the ring by some mysterious force that felt like a punch. His throbbing abdomen bothers him slightly, but he isn't willing to let it get to him. After receiving deadly strikes from the likes of Kakarot, he has learnt to mentally handle such events rather well. He sees Hit running his way, but he is quick enough to block the attack that he thinks is coming. However, he gets kicked in his back and becomes quite confused. It's like he's making himself insanely fast at the last second, or possibly even stopping time. What is it with people having weird tricks? Just like Kakarot, Vegeta whispers to himself, before entering his Super Saiyan Blue evolution form. Hit comes rushing his way, but as he sees him coming, he can notice that he hasn't actually stopped time. He can predict the attack that advances toward him, then he rolls forward to dodge the punch powering toward his face. Hit then tries to kick him, but he grabs his leg and lifts him up, then slams him into the ring floor. Once this happens, Vegeta leaps up and does an acrobatic flip before shooting down his very own Big Bang attack. The arena grows bright and the light makes many of the spectators shut their eyes or look away. Vegeta attentively looks down to see the aftermath of his attack, and he eventually sees Hit standing against him. How did he manage to take that hit, Vegeta thinks, before descending to land on the ring floor once again. Hit doesn't look as nonchalant and calm as before, and this time looks quite annoyed. He then screams and releases his large purple aura to reach his full power. Vegeta just prepares for the inevitable assault, and Hit attempts to hit him with his time skip abilities. Hit dives down to try and punch Vegeta from behind, but he catches his punch and pulls him so that he is hurled away. That trick won't work on me any longer. You might become extremely fast for a split second, but I can still see through those hits of yours, Vegeta shouts before teleporting to arrive by his side. He lands a kick to his stomach that drops him to a knee while making him pant and gasp for air. Hit just about manages to raise up to his feet, and Champa's eyes are glued to the battle at hand as he is desperate not to lose. However, Hit doesn't look as strong-willed as before. Final flash, Vegeta roars, releasing his most powerful attack yet. Crackling yellow energy blasts out from his palms and shoots toward Hit, who catches the blast head on. His eyes widen in shock as he can barely even hold back the energy wave. You won't hold on for very long, Hit, Vegeta shouts, pouring more power into his energy wave. Hit approaches the very edge of the ring, and the only thing that he can think of in this moment is to use his time skip to possibly evade it. While pushing and almost losing grip, he uses his time skip at the last second to leap out of the way of the energy wave so that it clashes with the ring barrier behind him and not him. He leapt in such an uncontrolled way so that instead of just rolling and returning to his feet, he crashes into the ground and slides away. I missed? No one has ever jumped out of the way of my final flash except for Kakarot. Did he use his weird ability to miss my attack? Vegeta wonders, now seeing Hit beside him. Vegeta is still physically superior to Hit and doesn't see this event as a bother. Hit doesn't look like he has much stamina either, so Vegeta takes this chance to just speed blitz him. Just as he assumed, Hit doesn't react to his movement in time, and he takes this chance that he is given to punch Hit right out of the ring. He is hurled away and eliminated, while also being knocked out by this punch. So that will conclude the 6th part of What If Goku Was Half Kryptonian. Please tell me something you liked about this video or something that I should improve on for the next part. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.